Hi guys, in this video I want to tell you about this method itself, how it came about, where it originated, and just how it works all together. Now the original idea was designed and developed by an absolutely brilliant man. His name is Pavel Piskarov. He's a psychologist, he's an architect, he's a business mogul. He develops people on all levels. Now, this method is fairly new. It's only 4 years old. In those 4 years, the method has grew out to spread to 36 countries. It only works this way with things that are completely innovative and that work, okay? Now, the original thing that he came up with was a neurographic line, which is the key to everything here. It's a line that does not repeat at any point. It's a line that goes against your natural way of drawing or just simply putting pen to paper. The reason it works is because it is not just an artistic line. It is a line that works together with your conscious and subconscious mind by reaching your neurons. Now, we all know in order to come up with ideas or even to reach the old ideas that we've all had, our neurons, they make connections and they reach those connections when you have a specific idea. Now, building new connections requires new actions. If you want new results, you need those new connections. Those neurons need to spark together, okay? It's like use it or lose it. You, at some point when you're a child, you have all these connections, but the ones that you don't use, they kind of die out. Now, our mind is a neuroplastic mind, okay? We can develop those new connections, and that's exactly what this man did. He designed a way to bring together art, creativity, conscious, subconscious, and your physical brain, okay, not your mind. This, we're talking about your physical part of your brain, your actual neurons, together with your mind, okay, which is your thoughts. This is your neurons spark, they create thoughts, okay. This is where your ideas, this is where your passion comes from. This is where the lack of ideas comes from. And this is why this method is absolutely brilliant, because it covers everything. It covers all the issues that you might even realize that you have because of the lack of those connections, which is absolutely normal. We are always looking for ways to create new things. How we do that is by applying new methods. Sometimes it's very difficult because it requires a very drastic change. This is not the case. Now, the method is quite lengthy. It's something that you do have to invest time in learning, and it was very straightforward and a little bit difficult for some people to grasp. Knowing all of this and coming from a certain background, what we did is combine this brilliant method together with a very artistic meditational process, a process in which you are in a very relaxed state. It's a very welcoming state. It's a state where new ideas will just simply float in because there's science behind it, because you have that amazing line, okay? What we did is we combined everything and we made it very, very simple, easy to follow tutorials. You can email us and we can contact you and provide you the information that you need to learn this super easy process, but you do have to learn it, because once you get it, it is yours. It is an amazing tool of yours to create absolutely anything. Now, it is not also just to create things. It's a very therapeutic process. We all have issues. A lot of the times, these issues are not something we are willing to share It is not something we're often willing to even speak about. Now, in this art meditation, what you're going to be doing is putting those thoughts, issues, ideas, the lack of ideas, your frustrating points of where you are kind of stuck, which is natural, and you are looking for ways. Okay, this is something that will give you that way out in a very, very, very flexible environment, because you only need very few things for this. You need some pen, paper, and you're pretty much set. How this will work is like this. You will implement your line into a very meditative process. First, you will focus on your issue. Okay, this is just one of the things, one of the ways how you can implement it. There are many different steps depending on what your outcome should be, or what it is that you're expecting. Whether it's a very meditative process where you're working on yourself, or whether it's a process where you're actually trying to work on your physical body. You're trying to work on your passion. You're looking for ways out as far as finance, abundance, your career. It covers absolutely everything. And it is nothing that you have to publicize. This is nothing that you have to share. You can even work in the group. But the idea that you are working on, it is yours. It is not something that needs to be explained to somebody else. It is not something that you have to work on dragging it out of you and kind of, spreading it around. This is something you will put on the paper. This is something we can interactively discuss without discussing the actual problem, because it is yours. It is in your mind. You know what you're working on. We know the process. Together, you will work through this issue. We will walk you through the process. Okay. There are many different aspects to this, and I have a lot of things that I kind of jotted down on this paper here because I really don't want to miss anything. The way neurons work is, let's say you have an issue. Okay. Let's say it's a problem with work, or let's say it's a problem that's more personal, happiness. You say happy, you say thoughtful, you say love, you say peace. Certain neurons that already responded to this gazillion times, they have that connection already. Now then, while you're working on your project, your next step, which we will tutor you through, your next step is to adding to this something that you might not actually do on your own. You add the word work, happy relationship, peaceful, prosperous relationship. You make new connections. This is something you might have wanted, but you didn't actually work on it. Then you add a little more to it. It's kind of a way for you to add on different ideas on top of the things that you might want, but kind of not be very receptive towards. Now, applying this to art, you are in a meditative state. Your subconscious mind, your desires, your needs and wants are all coming together in a very peaceful environment, a very calming environment. So it is very good for your mind altogether. Even if you don't have an issue, this is something you can do with your kids. This is something you can apply in many, many other areas. Now, going back to the original thought, you have now this idea that you're working on, and you are making new neural connections by interpreting things this way. You're drawing the neural line while you're focusing in a very calm state. And you also have to understand, when you're in a calm state, you kind of let those subconscious ideas float a little bit to the top. And even if it's a bothersome idea, it will still be very calming thought, okay, because of the environment that you are creating. Now you're adding happy, work, environment, outcome, abundance. You're creating new neurons. Because where you didn't think before happy, abundance, that will work. You are doing it. You are making that connection right now. This is something new. If you want a new outcome, you have to think differently. To think differently, you need new neural connections. You're having this wonderful process, okay, creative process, while at the same time in your mind, you're having a fireworks of new neural connections. And this will carry you through once you are done with your work, okay? Those connections are still there. They're there. You're done. They are there. They are working for you. And those ideas, those developments that you are looking for and just simply didn't know where to get them, like you knew there's a way out, you just couldn't grasp it. It just wasn't there. And that's fine because you are doing something about it. You are creating your environment on a physical level, conscious level, and the subconscious level. And why I keep on going back to physical is because it actually works on your physical brain, okay? And that what gives you the new ideas, because you have the physical part, you have the mind part, and you have your body in a state of calmness. This is not a stressful process, because we're used to very stressful processes of coming up with new ideas to pay for some bill, to switch a job. This is a very stressful process. We are changing that. We're changing the whole outlook on it. It could be a working process without the stress of it. I want to quickly show you the line itself. It requires usually a little more explanation, but I am certain that you can grasp the concept. Now, we're all used to doodling, okay? And it's usually my lines are like this. Somebody asked me to draw a line, okay? My line kind of looks like this, very straightforward. I don't know if you could see it. Okay, many people will do this. Kind of like circle on top of circle on top of circle. That is something that you are used to. This is you. This is how your brain is wired, and you're not even thinking about it because those connections have been there for, as long as you can remember yourself. That is not what we want if we want innovative solutions and ideas. What we want is a line that will not repeat, that goes against your natural flow of your hand. You are the creator. At the time when you are connecting this line to your original picture, your original issue, your original problem, that line is working on that problem by building those new sparks, because the line is different from what you are used to. You have to put a little work into it. You got to get the flow of things going. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your line goes where you wouldn't expect it to go. You want it to go this way and kind of go, no, you can't. You have to literally give it some thought. This is where the sparks are. You've given it an actual thought. It is your line. You are creating it. You are creating this line. You are creating this picture. You are creating this life. You are creating those neural connections which you are lacking, which will bring you to the desired results. And I'm going to quickly show you what my line usually looks like. Actually, not usually, because it's it never repeats. Later on in the process, you will be going over those lines to kind of make it solid, to solidify the whole picture. This is what I would expect a line to look like. Okay, so you see it doesn't repeat. It doesn't look like it's really flowing, but that's because we don't want it to flow, because we don't want the old solutions. We want new solutions. We want our problems gone by creating a new state of body, mind, soul, conscious, and physical brain activity that will bring you to your solutions, that will change your life. I also have to mention that we have a Facebook group, and in that group, if you go and you add yourself, you can actually, after watching a couple of videos and creating those pictures, we can work together. We look at every picture individual. You can either send it to us as a group post, or even, private messaging. We will look at that picture. We will look at all the pictures. We will guide you through this process. We will explain new, different ways of interpreting what you already have on the picture, because you'll be surprised how telling it often is. What I want to also mention quickly is that I want you to look at this process as a very therapeutic process. This is a very new idea that we combine with a very old idea of meditation. Now, the wonderful process of an actual neurographic lines and implementing it is, as I mentioned, is new and growing like crazy, because it's absolutely wonderful. It is absolutely a genius idea, honestly. But to me, personally, it wasn't enough. So by applying meditation and mindless tools, which is what I do, I teach meditation. To me, it was something that solidified something new and linked it together with a very, very old process of meditation. It is thousands of years old. It has survived over many different cultures, many different people. And we know that it works. We all know how well our body, mind responds to meditation, and how it fixes so many issues as far as your health, your physical appearance. You become calmer, you look at things differently, you find new solutions, okay? But not everybody's able to actually stick to meditation and wait long enough for it to work. Again, it's like going to the gym, not everybody can really stick to it. By putting these things together, we speed up the meditation process, the therapy process, and most important for me in this process is that you are in charge. You are the creator of what you are going to accomplish. You are reaching your mind on all the levels. And it's a very private process in a way, because you don't have to tell anybody exactly what you're drawing, which kind of is very appealing to me, because there are issues that I personally don't want to share with, but still want to work together with somebody, because this is just, this could be looked at as a very fun way. I have a few pictures here that I want to show you guys. It's more of a finished product of the line. Okay, so we have different things going on here. There are quite a few circles. Circles usually represent a unity of some sort. Also, what I want to show you is the constant neural line that goes through all the picture. The colors that you can choose are really up to you. Most important, I want you to enjoy the process, because it is super enjoyable. Now, we are not teaching you to draw. Okay, this is not an art class at all. I can't draw at all. It actually took me a while to even get the hang of the actual line. Okay, so this is not an art class. This is more of a therapeutic meditation, neuroplasticity teaching. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna make this short. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I explained everything. If you have any questions, we are always available to answer all the questions. And again, neuromeditation@gmail.com. Leave us your email. We will provide you with all the tools and information that you need. You can apply those tools contact us through a Facebook group. Add yourself, show us your pictures, let's work together. And always, if you like our videos, please like and share our YouTube channel, which is neuroartmeditation.com. Namaste.